Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really going deep, unpacking a very unique, kind of potent spiritual text, the Book of Mirdad. For this deep dive, we've looked at some really compelling excerpts and also a great summary from a YouTube discussion that honestly shone a light right on the heart of this work.
Right.
And our mission, as always, is to pull out those profound insights, that timeless wisdom, and make it, accessible, but also really relevant for you as you figure out your own path.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating one.
So just a little background first. The Book of Mirdad, it was written by Mikhail Naimy, a Lebanese-American writer, philosopher, first published back in 1948.
Yeah, a contemporary of Gibran, actually.
Right. And it has this really distinct voice, almost ethereal. People often compare it to Gibran's The Prophet, maybe inevitably.
Their resonances.
But Mirdad really stands on its own. It feels less like just a book to read and more like, an invitation, a journey towards spiritual awakening, asking you to look inwards.
And what's really striking, I think, about the Book of Mirdad is how it just goes beyond being a simple story or, a set of teachings. Our sources really frame it as more of a living guide, a parable, almost like a conversation with the eternal.
Wow.
Yeah, it has that weight, that kind of poetic feel of scripture.
Yeah.
But it also feels incredibly personal, like a dialogue meant just for your heart. And Mirdad himself, this central figure, he's not just lecturing. He's actively guiding these monks in this monastery, the Ark, towards a really radical inner change.
Right.
A path that promises freedom, self-realization, and ultimately that direct experience of divine unity. It's quite an immersive journey into seeing things differently.
That's a key point, isn't it? It's not just thinking about it, it's experiencing it.
Exactly.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because Mirdad isn't just offering, gentle suggestions. He's laying out these core ideas that are honestly pretty radical challenges to how most of us see ourselves and the world.
Definitely challenges the status quo of perception.
Okay, so let's start with the first big one that just leaps out. Unity and oneness. Mirdad is so clear on this. He says, basically, all life is one. He just completely rejects all the lines we draw, religion, nationality, status, even our own sense of being a separate me.
Yeah, that's fundamental for him.
For Mirdad, this separation thing, it's not just wrong. It's like the core illusion, the main mental block stopping us from seeing the single truth underneath everything.
And if we really connect that to the bigger picture, Mirdad isn't just saying, hey, believe in oneness.
Right.
He's saying that recognizing our deep inherent connection with God, with nature, with every single other being, isn't just a nice spiritual goal. It's actually essential for living properly.
It's essential.
Our sources show he sees, our biggest anxieties, our societal conflicts, they all stem from this basic mistake of thinking we're separate. So it's this powerful counter story to how fragmented everything feels today, this obsession with being different, being an individual. It makes you wonder if our worst suffering comes from clinging to that illusion of separateness instead of just embracing the flow of everything being connected. It's a pretty radical way to dissolve the source of a lot of human struggle.
That reframes so much, because if separation is the illusion, then getting clearer means letting go of that, which actually flows right into his second big teaching, the power of silence.
Ah, yes.
Silence.
In our world, which is just constant noise, right? Hyper-connected. Silence often feels like a void, something awkward we need to fill up quickly.
We're uncomfortable.
But Mirdad has this completely different take, almost revolutionary. For him, silence isn't empty at all. It is, and I quote, fullness. It's the language of the divine.
That's a powerful shift in perspective.
He suggests it's the only place where real, unfiltered communication and understanding can actually happen.
And that really poses an important question for us today, doesn't it? Living in a world just soaked in noise, constant pings, demands for our attention.
Mirdad really emphasizes that it's in this deep, cultivated silence, not just quiet, but silence, that we can find truth beyond words, beyond concepts. It's that sacred space where you can sort of bypass the mind's chatter and all the external distractions and connect directly with that eternal source. Think of it less as no sound and more like this active, vibrant space of connection, like a resonance chamber for intuition, for deeper knowing.
Wow.
Our forces point out that he encourages it as a practice, turning silence from just, a quiet moment now and then into a fundamental way of being. That's where the real answers are.
Okay.
The challenge, of course, is getting past our resistance to truly doing nothing. That's often the first hurdle, isn't it? To unlock that power.
That's a huge distinction, yeah. Moving from quiet to fullness.
Precisely.
And from that depth, we get to Mirdad's third teaching. Love is the highest law. Now, it's really important to be clear here. He's definitely not talking about romantic love.
No.
Or even that conditional affection we often have in relationships. He means this radically unconditional love, a force so pure it actually frees us from fear, from judgment, from all the attachments that make us suffer. It expects nothing back.
Yes, and our sources really drive home that this unconditional love in Mirdad's whole vision is seen as, well, literally the bridge between humanity and God.
The bridge itself.
Yeah, it's not just a feeling or a good thing to do. It's like the basic operating system of the universe, the fabric of existence.
Wow.
There's this incredibly powerful quote in the book, "Love is the law of God. To love is to know God." Which implies that understanding and really embodying this kind of love isn't just a nice spiritual extra. It's the direct path to knowing God. Full stop.
Right.
It's the force that dissolves those separations we talked about. It melts the ego's defenses, frees us from those inner prisons we build. It's both the way and the destination of his spiritual journey.
That's a really transformative way to think about love.
It is.
And building on that, Mirdad goes into another deep area, overcoming fear and death.
Right, the big ones.
He teaches that fear is basically the root cause of all human suffering. If you trace back anxiety, anger, jealousy, you usually find fear underneath.
That's often there.
But then he takes it even further. He makes this pretty stunning claim that death itself is an illusion, which is, well, that's a powerful statement against one of our deepest, most universal fears.
And what's so illuminating is how he gives you more than just a comforting thought. He offers a whole framework for facing and ultimately conquering this anxiety.
Okay.
He teaches you have to overcome fear by realizing that the spirit, our real essence, is eternal, indestructible. He says very clearly, what dies is only the form, never the essence. It's not about denial or just thinking happy thoughts.
Right.
It's a call to completely shift how you see existence. To understand your true self is beyond the body, beyond birth and death cycles. It's about knowing your timeless nature.
Knowing it, not just believing it.
Exactly. Our sources suggest Mirdad guides his followers and the reader to a point where the fear of death just dissolves. Not because death is avoided, but because its power over us is seen as illusory, based on a limited view. It's about cultivating this inner certainty that your core identity can't be touched by physical decay.
That really does reframe, well, everything we think we know about life.
It does.
It pushes us to look beyond the surface. Which brings us nicely to Mirdad's fifth teaching, maybe the culmination, self-transformation and inner liberation.
Ah, the inner work.
Yeah. Mirdad's whole path is what he calls inner alchemy. The focus is totally, absolutely on changing yourself from the inside out. It's not about trying to fix external situations or change other people or even make the world perfect out there. It's about taking full responsibility for your inner world, understanding that real freedom starts and ends right there.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this inner alchemy is this deep, deliberate, conscious process, like refining ore into gold. It's a fundamental shift inside, from the ego running the show with its fears and attachments and illusions to the awareness of the spirit taking precedence.
From ego to spirit.
Right. It's moving from inner bondage to real freedom, from living in illusion shadow to seeing the light of truth. Our sources stress it's not so much about learning new things as it is about unlearning limiting beliefs and old emotional patterns. Think of it like a mental and emotional detox.
Right, clearing out the clutter.
Exactly. Turning reactive habits into wisdom, ingrained patterns into conscious, peaceful choices. Mirdad gives you a kind of blueprint for reshaping your whole inner landscape. And through that deep internal shift, everything else you experience just naturally changes. It's the ultimate self-empowerment, really. Showing you the true safe place, the source of peace, is always inside you.
So, okay, after going through all these incredible, challenging teachings, what does it all mean for us now, living our daily lives?
Yeah, the practical takeaway.
In a world that feels so divided, politically, socially, culturally, and just constantly hit with noise, distractions, chasing the next material thing, the Book of Mirdad feels like more than just reminders. It offers these radical yet somehow timeless solutions.
Absolutely. It's like a spiritual compass.
Yeah. Fiercely pointing us back to what actually matters and where genuine peace comes from.
And the distilled wisdom from Mirdad reminds us really clearly, we are deeply connected, never truly separate.
Right.
It teaches that silence isn't empty space, but this powerful link to the divine, a source of strength, It redefines love as freedom itself, the key to unlocking ourselves from suffering.
Love is freedom. I like that.
And maybe the biggest one. The true temple, the ultimate sanctuary, isn't some building or far-off place. It's literally within each of us, which makes the Book of Mirdad honestly pretty essential for seekers, for mystics, and really for anyone who's just yearning for a deeper, more meaningful grasp on life right now. It gives you not just ideas, but a kind of practical path for real personal and spiritual growth, even in this chaotic time.
That's beautifully put. If you listening haven't come across the Book of Mirdad, I really genuinely encourage you to check it out.
Yeah.
Go into it with an open heart because, like people say, it's not really a book you just read and put down. It feels more like a book that reads you. It awakens something deeper, and in its own quiet, powerful way, it does transform you. It's definitely an experience.
It stays with you. And maybe as you reflect on these ideas from Mirdad, here's a thought to consider beyond our chat today.
Okay.
In what small, deliberate way could you, the listener, start to practice that power of silence in your day-to-day life? Maybe just, say, 5 minutes of intentional quiet, not just avoiding noise, but actively listening inside. Or, alternatively, how could you actively look for and choose to connect with that oneness Mirdad talks about, maybe in just one everyday interaction today?
Interesting.
What might those small conscious shifts start to reveal about your own path? Your own journey to inner transformation, and maybe a deeper, richer way of experiencing your world.